Alley Cats. Today we are going to be doing something very interesting, or at least I hope it's interesting. If you couldn't already tell by the title and my whiteboard back here, I am going to be reacting to videos on my other channel. Now, the majority of you probably don't even know I even have another channel unless you've been around here since day one, but I do have another channel that is very old. I was there for a long time making my videos there for the most part, and it's nothing like I am doing today, and I also haven't been active there for a long time. Basically, this was my GMV channel. Now, if you don't know what GMVs are, it may be a little difficult to explain for those who aren't really familiar with that, but GMV basically stands for Game, Music, Video. You more or less take clips of video games and you set them to music, and you can do all sorts of stuff if you know how to edit properly. You can make your own story with it. You could take characters from two completely separate games and mash them together and just make a pairing video. That's the kind of stuff that I would do all the time. I did this for years, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was pretty good at it for a while. Eventually, I stopped doing this in favor of my current channel, which I'll talk more about the reasoning and all that later on, but I just thought it would be fun to go back and rewatch some of my old videos that I haven't seen in years and just kind of react to them. So this is the first page of videos, the oldest ones. As you can see, these date all the way back to April 2008, and this isn't even my first channel. I did have a couple channels before this, which ended up getting suspended. I'll talk more about that later. As you can see, I have also set all of the videos on this channel to private because they are pretty old. I started doing this when I was a very angsty and moody teenager. A lot of this is going to be very cringy, maybe even really embarrassing for me at some points. So you can't go watch these on your own if you would like. I'm sorry, but we are still going to look through some of them. Definitely not all of these videos because I have 141 on this channel. I was doing this for a long time, you guys. I also primarily used a lot of Final Fantasy footage for these videos, particularly Final Fantasy X, X-2, some 7, 13, and some other games here and there a little bit, like Kingdom Hearts or some other games I didn't use as much, but that's mostly what you're going to be seeing on this channel is a hell of a lot of Final Fantasy. So let's just go ahead and start with the first one. Oh god, I hope this isn't too bad. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing this. Oh, that's right! Oh, I had these intros. Oh no, this is so bad. I need to skip this. I don't want to see all these cringy intros I did so long ago. So this one, I don't think is that bad. I mostly just kind of took a song scene from Final Fantasy X-2 and just kind of used the longer version and made a music video out of it with some extra clips. So this one isn't that bad. And of course it has the atrocious gigantic watermark at the bottom because people, like, that was a thing within the GMV and AMV community for anime videos. A lot of people were stealing videos and claiming them as theirs. So you're gonna see a lot of these really gigantic eyesores of watermarks in these videos. Oh god. Oh, it's so bad. I have no idea what I was thinking. You see, for the most part, it's just the music video from the game, you know, with some other clips mixed in. So I was kind of testing the waters a little bit, even though, like I said, I did have a couple more channels before this one, but I still wasn't very confident in my skills at this point because I was still mostly starting out. So, you know, these aren't really anything special. Nothing really super interesting to look at. Also, I want to mention really quick that since these are pretty old and I wasn't using the best editing software back in the day, the videos and footage, they really aren't the best quality, so a lot of them are probably going to be kind of fuzzy. So, I know it's bad. I know it's really bad. Just, you don't have to tell me that. I know, trust me. Okay, let's move on to this one. Oh, this was the first one when I really started playing around with the effects. Oh yeah, I went ham with these effects here. Oh yeah, I remember this. Oh, that was, ooh. Yeah. And obviously, this was when I was like, had just discovered Paramore. So I was like, ooh, I gotta use this song and I gotta make it like so awesome. I'm gonna use all these effects and it's gonna be so cool. And it wasn't cool. It was actually pretty damn bad, as you can see. Oh, here's where I was trying to get really fancy. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. Ooh, look at that. Oh, this is... Oh no. Ah! This is so bad. This is so unbelievably bad. I can't believe people actually watch this. I had, like, a fair amount of subscribers. I think the highest I ever got was 1,000. Close to 1,000. But then I kind of left, and then the audience started leaving, and you can kind of see I got a little lazy here, so I just just stopped using the effects for the most part. Oh, this was one of the first ever collaborations I did with the person who actually really taught me how to make videos. Because I think it started, I requested a video from them, and then they were like, hey, you know, if you want to make your own videos, you know, I could teach you how. And I was like, awesome, let's do that. And, ooh, I don't remember how bad this is. Yeah, I remember she liked using a lot of older rock music. That was kind of her thing. Like, she was into some of the really classic stuff. Oh. And then I insisted on including the cover, which I really shouldn't have done. This didn't mix very well. I remember that. Definitely should have stuck with one or the other. I don't know why she let me insist on mixing the two. Ooh, I'm getting really fancy here with the colors. Yeah, I did the majority of the editing on this one. Because she didn't have the same editing program I did. Let's skip ahead a little bit. These oldest ones probably aren't very interesting to watch. Oh, I remember this one. Oh, this was the first video where I learned how to actually zoom properly. And so then I abused the shit out of it. That was pretty much a really bad habit I had with these GMVs I did so long ago. Whenever I learned how to do something new, then I would abuse it to death. And it was, ugh. Oh yeah, see? And then I started doing the little character cutouts. Ooh. Yeah, I was really trying to get fancy here. Oh, this one! Oh, I was really trying to show off this one. Because I made this one for a boy back in high school. Ooh, yes. Ooh. Yes, work those effects, honey. Ooh. This one actually isn't that bad. It took such a long time to do, though. And I was really, really trying to show off here. I don't know why. That boy ended up being the biggest asshole ever, but I guess in a way it sort of helped to push my skills a little bit. Because I think after this was when I really started like expanding, like, okay, how can I use more effects but in a sensible way? And you can definitely tell later on in the video I got very lazy because it's not nearly as effects heavy as it was at the beginning of the video. Just because I got tired of editing and I wanted it to end. I wanted to be done with this video and move on. I remember this one. This was one of my favorites I did. Just because this was my favorite Paramore song back in the day. And I think this was really when I kind of started to get more of a sense for timing and making everything flow a bit better. Still not great, obviously. But it's definitely... You can definitely kind of tell that at this point I was slowly, very slowly starting to improve. And this was posted about 6 months after the first video you guys saw, so... I mean, I kind of came a long way in a little bit of a short time. So, I don't know, I was getting better. It wasn't too bad. I made a video with the Jonas Brothers song. Oh, I remember my friends did not want to let me live this one down. Because we had this thing where we had to be like really edgy and hate all of the, you know, modern, like the poppy bands, like Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus. Like we just had to dislike them. We had to go against what was popular and in back then. Oh my. I don't know why I did this. I have no idea what my thought process was. I think there were some points where I was very desperate for songs to use. Because I had a lot of songs, I had a lot of videos. Eventually I just ran out of things to do. This, I think, was really when I kind of started to hit my stride. Because this was something I would do a lot, where I would take audio and dialogue from the game and kind of morph it around and edit it to my liking and make my own story out of it.
Really shouldn't worry, you know?
That was something I did a hell of a lot, and that's what really got a lot of people to come to my channel, because I was always making like different stories, and a lot of them were really emotional and sad and complex and deep, and it's cringy as hell, but I mean, people liked it. A lot of people watched it, and I would get usually like hundreds and hundreds of views on videos, sometimes thousands. I think my most viewed video was, I think, like 70,000 on like a Disney video I did. I might show that to you guys. I don't know. I remember that one being pretty bad though. And then I think this was especially around the time when me and that boy from before, we didn't really work out. And so then making these videos, that was basically my creative outlet. You know, I really like anything that allows me to be extra creative. Oh, yep. And this was basically how I channeled everything, was, you know, I would make these videos as sort of like an emotional outlet of sorts. Oh, God, so bad. I can't even watch that anymore. Oh, God, this one gives me a headache just watching it. Why did I use so many transitions? I mean, this was when I was taking my videos a lot more seriously, so it's still better than some of my older ones, but I think it's another one of those where, like, I learned to do something, and I overuse it, and overuse it, and overuse it so much. I mean, people liked it, people still watched it. This video alone got over 5,000 views, so people liked it. I don't know. Oh, this one was definitely one of my favorites, because I was working mostly on my creativity and expanding my storytelling at this point. So, like here, if you played Final Fantasy X-2, then, you know, this is the good ending. Everything's normal, but then I go and change it, and I sort of fluff everything up. Oh, yeah. Yep, see, I use other footage and then kind of portray something else is happening. Yeah, I use other footage and make it seem like something else is happening, interrupting the good ending with some death. I guess. I was kind of a dark person back in the day. Yeah, this is the Disney video I mentioned with almost 70,000 views. People like Disney videos, and of course, I had to do a crossover between Ariel and Peter Pan. For some reason, I'm not even sure why. I was always doing crossovers. I'd like to think that if I was trying to do something like this today, I could do a much better job with much better quality footage, because this is blurry as heck. I didn't use the best quality clips I could, but I don't know. I have a much better editing program now. I don't know. It's something I think about occasionally, because this was such a huge part of my life for like 10 years, almost 10 years. I was on YouTube for a long time. So, I don't know. But see, the problem is, as you guys have seen back here on all my videos, you see all these copyright claims? Yeah, I couldn't do that on my current channel. That's just not happening. In fact, I think it was mostly because of all these claims that was a huge part of the reason why I quit doing GMVs, because I was so tired of dealing with all the copyright stuff, because obviously when you're making, you know, music videos and stuff, that's going to cause a big issue. Copyright is a major factor, especially these days. So I don't know. I got tired of having to deal with it. I just wanted to do my own thing. So this is about the 2-year mark after the first video. I definitely got better. I think I found some slightly better quality footage to use. And the watermark isn't quite as much of an eyesore. It's still pretty bad. But, I mean, I definitely got better. Especially, yeah, definitely with my masking. That's the cutouts, and because I was doing a hell of a lot of crossovers at this point. And I used Tangled in a video too. Oh, I think this was shortly after, not too long after the movie came out. And then I decided I just had to make a video with it. And of course, I think this was when it was still in theaters. I always got footage from not very legal places, but you know, we don't need to talk about that. But yeah, this was one I really liked. It's pretty simple. I kept it simple with the effects, not super crazy zooms, so I think I definitely calmed down on that. But yeah, I really like this one. This one didn't turn out too bad. I kind of wish I had done more with this. There was so much more I wanted to do. But I think this was still in my later high school days. So ooh. Oh, there was so much going on then, Jesus. Now, of course, I have plenty of time to work on videos and edit, but I don't want to have to deal with all the copyright stuff. That's the issue. If there were no copyright problems, I could probably easily jump right back into making these, but I don't know. Ooh, yep. This is when I started entering contests, because that was a huge thing in the community. Like, every year we would come together and do these big contests to judge the best of the best. So this was when I really started buckling down and was like, okay, I'm gonna get better at this. I'm gonna win, which I never did, but, you know, I'll talk more about that later. But this was pretty much around when I was like, you know, hovering around average, and then I was like, boom, I gotta do better. And I did do better. I got so much better just because I wanted to be as good as some of these other more professionals out there. Oh, I remember this one. Oh, this was a crossover I made with Yuna from Final Fantasy and then Dante from the new Devil May Cry. Oh, I was so proud of this one. I don't know why, but I also really like the pairing too, for some reason. I don't know why. I always paired Yuna with all sorts of people. She was a massive floozy, according to my editing, but I don't know. I just really, really like making videos with these two. I'm not even sure why. Especially since Devil May Cry, the new one, you know, a lot of fans didn't like it. I liked it. I like the game. I have the game. I just never play it very often. Maybe I'll play it in a playthrough one of these days. I don't know, but yeah, this video was one of my favorites. I spent a lot of time working on it. Oh my god, this one. Ooh, now we're reaching some of the newer ones. We're on the final page. Oh, look at that masking though. Ooh, I was really trying so hard on these. This is actually my second favorite video that I ever made on this channel. Just because of the story and then the editing and especially the masking, which was really, really always very difficult for any editor to make it look clean and, you know, just make everything look cohesive together. Ooh, and then also, as I said before, using the audio and dialogue to morph my own story out of it. Basically taking everything I had learned through the years and combining it all into this one video. And I think this one actually placed third in a contest. And just so you guys know the scope of these contests, like hundreds and hundreds of people would enter these contests. So even just to place in the top 5 was a big deal within the GMV community. So, oh, yeah, I really love this one. See, it's videos like these that, you know, that were some of my best work that really make me consider, like, even just for fun, even if I don't post it, maybe getting back into editing a bit, you know, with these GMVs. Yeah, you can even see on my channel from the banner here, the last year that I was really active, you know, I was a head judge for one of the categories. So, you know, people took these contests really seriously. And then, you know, if you actually won, it was a big deal because there were hundreds of people doing all these. And yeah, this was my thing back in the day, but it took over my life for like a long time. Oh, this was another one of my favorites that I tried entering into contests. This one, I was really trying to test my masking and cutting out the characters. So I was determined, yeah, see this? Ooh, I think just that one clip took me an entire day to mask properly. I'll maybe show you guys my editing process one of these days so you get a better look of what masking looks like with Sony Vegas. But this was when I was really like, okay, I need to try to be better or at least as good as some of these more professional editors. So I was like, okay, the majority of this video is gonna have tons of masking. It's gonna look so good. It's gotta have the best story. And then I don't remember, did I place with this one? I entered so many categories that year. I think this one might have gotten 4th for best masking. 4th or 5th. I actually don't remember, honestly. But I was really proud of this. Oh, even that one was difficult. And you can see all these scenes, like, if you played Final Fantasy X and X-2, then you probably have a better idea and, you know, more of a concept of how much work it actually took to cut out all these characters. But yeah, this was so difficult. But you know, I kind of felt like I was at a point where I sort of had to prove myself, because, you know, the highest I got to ever was maybe 1,000 subscribers, a little bit less than that. And then there were others who had like tens of thousands and so many more views. And so obviously I looked up to them, and so I was like, you know, I want to try to be like them. I want to try to be just as good as them and, you know, show people that I can do this and I have the skills and this and that. But, you know, right around when I thought I had to, you know, be taken seriously with this, that's when I sort of kind of lost my motivation and then gave up a bit. And then I just sort of quit and then moved over to the channel I'm on today. Almost makes me a little sad thinking about it, but I mean, because like I said, this was such a huge part of my life way back in the day. But, you know, I did, with all the copyright stuff, and I had some videos that were striked. I was at risk of losing my channel at some point. I had already lost 2 previous channels to copyright. And I didn't want to put so much work in all this and just to end up losing everything. That's like my worst fear. But, so, like I said, I love doing it, but I got to a point where I just couldn't anymore. Oh, this one was kind of like a little snippet of a story that I was actually writing, and I am still writing. It's a book series that I intend to get published eventually, actually. I haven't really talked much about that, but I kind of wanted to portray a little bit of that in video form, sort of, because like I said, this was my creative outlet. But this was especially during a time when, you know, I tried to keep it simple and focus more on the more important aspects like storytelling and character building and this and that. And it was at this point that I definitely learned more effects do not equal skill. Definitely focusing on like keeping it a little bit more minimalistic and focus more on the story. Oh man, I really miss this sometimes, you guys. I gotta be honest. I even made a video with Daryl and Beth from The Walking Dead. And that's right. Oh, I forgot about this. I was really proud of this one. Because live action was a lot more difficult to do. Don't even get me started on trying to mask anything live action. But the live action was always the most difficult to work with. Just because, you know, you add effects, even like the smallest effect can really distort it a lot. So now that I was taking more of a simplistic approach, I really started to come out of my comfort zone and really started expanding on some of the content I was doing. Oh, I remember that. Oh. I had so many plans for different videos I wanted to do. I had just broken so much out of my shell using so many different footage and content, and I had ideas for stories I wanted to make. And then I don't know what happened. I think it was like one day all of the motivation and enthusiasm I had for this sort of stuff just sort of like completely melted away and vanished, and I didn't really want to focus on anything aside from my gaming channel. Because towards the end, for about 6 months, I had both channels, and I was trying to be active on both, and I just couldn't do it. This was my favorite video on my entire channel, and you'll see, this is pretty much the only one that I honestly feel comfortable showing the entire thing to you guys. But I was so proud of this one, and so much that I was even planning on making an entire series based around it. And this is again another Yuna and Dante one, because I have to pair Yuna with everyone apparently back in the day. And it had more of the dialogue manipulation to tell a story. This was basically like a trailer for the series I wanted to do. So I had to make it exciting and appealing to everyone.
I can't. I just can't.
And I'm pretty sure this is also one of the few videos I have where the music might not be copyrighted.
The future of mankind for a girl. Makes you think I give a shit.
Ooh.
Running into battle.
Yeah, I used so many different characters, and oh my gosh. Oh, I remember this one.
We can't save her. She put herself through hell to protect us.
Oh, I love this one so much. I think I even thought about, even if I didn't make it a video series, I wanted to write about it, like write out the story that I had in mind and turn it into like a book series or something. Not the book series I was talking about earlier. That's something completely different.
Yuna told you, didn't she?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, this was the culmination of pretty much everything I had learned up until that point, because this was uploaded at the end of 2013. So 5 years after I started this channel, which again, like I said, I had previous channels and videos before that.
See the chaos the humans will cause. And stand us.
But I think I definitely came a long way from that. Like I said, I'd like to think if I still have Sony Vegas, that's what I used to edit with today.
Not just cover
So I'd like to think that, you know,
ground and be strong.
if I was going to pick this back up like that, you know, it would be kind of like riding a bike. You never forget. And I was so proud of this. And I really wanted to do so much with this. I'm so disappointed. That's the only part I really feel bad about, is because I did have like a fair amount of subscribers. Obviously not as much as I have today, you know, 1,000 compared to 6,000. But I did have a lot of people who watch my videos, and then it just got to a point where I sort of left without a word. I posted a video, and my last video was advertising my Minecraft channel back when it actually was a Minecraft channel. And then that was the last video I ever posted in 2014. And then I just I never came back. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was definitely a little bit all over the place. It's definitely not something that I normally do. But, you know, it's just something I was thinking about from way back in the day. Because like I said, this took up a huge part of my life for a while. I would edit these GMVs like all day, every day at some points. And like I said, I just really loved doing it at the time. And that's why some of the videos that I'm going to be posting soon, like my animated story times, stuff like that, that really lets me be creative. Those are some of my favorite videos to make. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys, get a little glimpse of my early YouTube days from way back in the day. So I don't know, maybe eventually, like on a stream or something, maybe we could go more in depth into some of these videos. Because like I said, all this music and stuff, this video is already probably going to get copyrighted. I have no doubt about that. At this point, I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, it doesn't get blocked in any countries. That's the thing I really don't like about copyright issues, because demonetization for one video, I can handle it. That's not a big deal. But then restricting who can watch it, that's, oof. I don't like that. But anyways, so maybe in a stream eventually we'll go over some more of these videos. There were definitely a lot that I didn't show you guys. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys would be interested in that. Other than that, I think that'll pretty much do it for this video. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye!